Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Source. I'm recording this about 45 minutes before the Bills-Patriots game kicks off. Actually, about an hour before the game kicks off. So hopefully by the time you're watching this, we should be celebrating a Bills -3.5 cover. I'll let you know. But in the meantime, can we talk Pac-12 championship? It's conference championship weekend, and we got the Pac-12 championship that we've wanted since the offseason. Utah, USC, we've been looking forward to it since July. Let's get into it.
Welcome to The Source. The Source. Source. Hey, get the Source.
All right, so Utah, USC, Pac-12 championship. The line is Trojans -3. Early action is all over USC. 85% of the tickets, 99% of the money on the Trojans. This is as of Monday morning. Yo, check this out though. So in the middle of the week, we get a chunk of sharp money that comes in on Utah. Line drops from 3 down to 2.5, and now action is moving back towards USC. So it seems like the books are on the Utes here. So let's cap this game. If you subscribe to this channel, you already know the first step. We're running the numbers through the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be USC -7.66. So we're looking at a 5-point lead on the Trojans here. So let's break down this matchup, and obviously let's start with the first game. These two teams already played. We already know how it went down. USC went on the road to Utah, pretty much was winning that entire game. Probably was the best college football game of the entire season in any conference up to this point, to be honest. Utah was able to score and tie the game 28-28 in the third quarter. Then they go back and forth with a couple more touchdowns each, and then Utah scores a touchdown with 48 seconds left that would have tied the game at 42-42, but they go for two. Cam Rising runs it in, and Utah wins the game at home 43-42. Obviously, in this one, the Utes will not have the comfort of home field advantage. Pac-12 championships being played in Allegiant Stadium. And the point spread is pretty spot on, if you ask me. I know there's some people that are like, how is USC favored if Utah already beat them? But in reality, USC is pretty much Utah's only significant win on the season. I mean, if you take a look at Utah's schedule, they got beat up by Florida. If we're just looking at the notable games here, they got beat up by Florida, they got beat up by UCLA, and they went into Oregon and got beat by the Ducks too. Meanwhile, USC has a couple significant wins under their belt. Obviously, their road loss to Utah is their only loss. They went into UCLA and beat the Bruins, and then they also beat Notre Dame pretty handedly last week. I'm sure you all watched that. So that's why the Trojans are favored here. And speaking of the Notre Dame game, I want to address something because I've seen some people saying that USC was able to shut down the Notre Dame run game. Number one, USC jumped out to an early 10-point lead in that game, making it really hard to establish the run game when you're down 10 off the jump. Number two, if you look at the Notre Dame running backs, they combined for 20 carries, 101 yards. That's over 5 yards a carry. I mean, with that Notre Dame offensive line, I definitely expected them to just completely bully the Trojan defense. That's not what happened. USC's defense did a decent job, but they certainly didn't shut down Notre Dame's run game. USC's defense is going to struggle to stop the Utah rushing attack in this game. I know that they did a pretty decent job of stopping the Utah rushing attack in their first matchup, and then they did a decent job against Notre Dame last week, as I just said. But I'm not going to let those two isolated performances erase what I've seen from the Trojan defense this entire year. Utah should have no problems running the ball here. The question is, can Utah's offense keep up with the Trojans? And that's a serious question because this USC team went into Utah and did literally whatever it wanted on offense. Now at a neutral site, I don't think there's any reason to think that USC won't score in the 40s again. Look at the crazy quarterback stat lines from the first matchup this year. So this is in the USC-Utah game. Caleb Williams, 25 of 42, 381 yards, 5 touchdowns. Cam Rising, 30 of 44, 415 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Let me ask you something. Who's more likely to repeat that quarterback performance? Caleb Williams, the potential Heisman Trophy winner, who's been lighting defenses up at that level week in and week out all season? Or Cam Rising, who's only thrown for more than 300 yards in a game once this entire year? That USC game where he threw for 415, that was the only game all season that he's thrown for more than 300 yards. Now he's not playing at home, he's at a neutral stadium, and he's gonna be asked to do that again and keep up with this USC offense again, something he hasn't done all year except that once. I'm not seeing it here for Utah. I know the line movement and the public being heavy on USC, I know that's gonna push a lot of people over to the Utah side, and I completely get it. But USC's got that magic this year. In years past, they lose that UCLA game or they blow it against Notre Dame and ruin their playoff chances. Not this year. I think they're handling their business. So I'm on the public side again. Back-to-back nights, Bills and then USC on the public side. Give me USC minus 2.5. Let's go Trojans. If anything changes with this bet, I'll let you know on Twitter, so give me a follow there if you're interested. Also, if you want the final tickets that we give out for every single sport, bet of the day, top 7 bets, parlays of the day, that kind of stuff, head over to KyleKirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. Conference championship weekend, plus we got a loaded NFL slate. Plenty of opportunities to make some money this weekend. Let's be smart. Let's stay green. Remember to bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you on Twitter.